Hi friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we have to discuss about one of the most important concept in C programming course is storage classes. In this video we have to discuss about how many number of storage classes available in C language we have to discuss. Now before going to the storage classes in C language, we have to know some basic concepts. First one, suppose we are taking a variable, suppose int a. This is one variable I am declaring. This variable has two properties. The first one is type and the second one is storage class. So what is type? Type refers to the data type of the variable. Here variable is a, its type is int. Okay, type refers to the data type of a variable. What is data type? So data type refers to the type of value that can be stored in a variable. Okay, so here variable a data type is int. Based on the data type, we can store the values in a variable. So that are integers 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, these are the integers. So integer values are stored in a variable because its data type is int. So data type of a variable refers to the type of values that can be stored in a variable. Okay, suppose variable a data type is int, it can store only integer values. Suppose variable a data type is float, it can store only floating point values. Suppose variable a data type is a, it can store only character type values. Okay, so based on the type, we can say that what type of values that can be stored in a variable. Okay, next one. Second one is storage classes. So storage classes determines the following things. First one is scope and second one is lifetime. Third one is storage location and fourth one is default values or initial values. These four things are determined by the storage classes. Okay, now first one, what is scope? Okay, suppose a variable is, suppose we are taking this variable. This variable can be declared in a function or in a program. Its scope is limited to only to that function in which the variable is declared. Okay, in which function the variable is declared, in that function only we are accessing that variable a. Okay, so that scope is called as local scope. So local scope is nothing but, suppose a variable that is declared inside a function, its scope is limited to that function only because it is declared within the function. Its accessibility is limited to that function only. Suppose a variable is declared in a program, that variable's scope is limited to that program in which the variable is declared. Okay. Next one is global scope. So global scope is nothing but a variable that can be declared as global variable. Its scope is throughout the entire program. Because the variable can be declared as a global variable, its scope is throughout the program. So throughout the program, we can access that variable. Okay. So simply we can say that scope of a variable is nothing but accessibility of a variable within the program. Okay. So based on the accessibility, there are two types of scopes. First one is the local scope and second one is global scope. A variable is declared within a function, its scope is limited to that function only. So hence it can be called as local scope. Second one is global scope. A variable that can be declared as a global variable, its scope is throughout the program. That means the variable can be accessed throughout the program. Okay. Global variables are declared within the global declaration section before the main program. Next, second one is lifetime. So lifetime of a variable refers to how long will that variable exist. Okay, suppose a variable is declared, for that variable a memory is allocated in the main memory. Okay, how much time the variable will exist in the memory, so that can be called as lifetime. Okay, if the variable is deleted from the memory, so the lifetime of the variable is dead. Okay, whenever the variable stays within the memory, up to that a variable has the lifetime. Okay, next one is storage location. Okay, so the memory is allocated for the variables either in main memory, that is RAM, or CPU registers. Okay, suppose a variable is declared, for example, a variable is declared, okay, so int A. So variable name is A, its data type is integer. Okay, this variable is stored in the main memory, that is called as RAM. Sometimes, suppose before that name I am writing register. Okay, so at that time this variable is stored within the CPU registers. Okay, so that means the memory is allocated for the variables either in a memory or in a CPU registers. Okay, so the allocation of memory for the variables depends on the storage classes. Okay, next one. Fourth one is initial value or default value. Okay, so default values are the values that can be assigned to the variables if we are not assigning any specific value to the variable. For example, I am taking int A. Okay, int A. We are not assigning any value to the variable A. Okay, so at that time the compiler automatically assigns some default values for that variables because we are not assigning any value to the variable A. Okay, so int A, so printf percentage d A. At that time, what is the value of A can be printed? So default value or our initial value of a variable that can be printed if we are not assigning any specific value to the variable. So that values are called as default values or initial values of a variable. So for example, int A semicolon. So printf percentage d double quotes n comma A. So the default value of A is some garbage value is printed. Okay, because we are not assigning any value to the variable. At that time, the default value of the integer can be printed. So the default value of integer is garbage value. Okay, so these four things can be determined by the storage class. Okay, first one is scope, second one is lifetime, third one is the storage location, and fourth one is initial value or a default value of a variable. Okay. In C language, there are four types of storage classes available. First one is auto, second one is extern, third one is static, and fourth one is register. So these are the four types of storage classes available in C language. First one is auto storage class. Okay. The auto storage class has the following syntax. Here, storage class name, data type, variable name, semicolon. So this is the syntax for auto storage class. Here, we can go for the example. So auto int age semicolon. Here auto is the storage class name, data type is integer, and variable name is age. So by using this syntax, we are creating the automatic storage class. Okay. Now, what are the properties of automatic storage class? Okay. First property is keyword. What is the keyword for specifying the auto storage class? The keyword is auto. By using this keyword, we are specifying the auto storage class. Second one is storage, where the automatic variables are stored. Okay, so automatic variables are also called as local variables that are stored only in the main memory, that is called as a RAM. Main memory is also called as computer memory. So automatic variables or local variables are stored in computer memory or main memory or RAM. RAM is nothing but random access memory. Next, third one is default value. Okay, we are not assigning any value to a particular variable. Okay, so then the compiler automatically assigns or initialize garbage value. Okay, so the default value for the auto storage class is garbage value. Next one, fourth one is scope. So scope of a automatic variable is local to the block in which a variable is defined. Suppose a variable is declared inside a function, the scope of that variable is limited to that function only in which a variable is defined. Okay, in which function a variable is defined, scope of that variable is limited to that function only. Within the function, we are accessing that variable value. Outside the function, we are not accessing that variable value. Next one is lifetime. Okay, till the control remains within the function in which a variable is defined. Okay, until that time, the variable has the lifetime. After that, the variable's lifetime is dead. Okay, so these are the 5 properties of the automatic storage class. Auto storage class can also be called as automatic storage class. Now consider this example. Hash include stdio.h, hash include console input output header file, void main. So brace begin int a equal to 20. Okay, here the variable a is declared within the main function. Okay, here we are not specifying any storage class before the data type. Okay, at that time, so by default automatic storage class is specified by the compiler whenever we are not mentioning any storage class before the data type of a particular variable. Okay, so we are not We are writing auto. By default, the compiler specifies or inserts auto storage class before the data type of a particular variable A. Okay, so by default, what is the storage class is there before the data type of a variable? Auto storage class. Okay, now the variable is declared by specifying the auto storage class. That variable is called as automatic variable. Automatic variable is also called as local variable. Okay, the variable that is declared by specifying the auto storage class, that variable is called as automatic variable. So automatic variables are also called as local variables. Okay, so this is the description about the auto storage class. Then what is the output we are getting? So printf %d a. So variable a has the value 20. So within the function, the variable a is initialized with the 20. Its scope is limited to that function only. So within the function, we are accessing variable a. So then what is the value we are getting? That is 20. 20 is printed. So this is the description about the auto storage class. Second type of storage class is external storage class. External storage class has the following syntax. So here extern is the storage class, data type, variable name, semicolon. So example, external storage class, data type is int, variable name is a, semicolon. So this is the syntax for declaring the external variable or a global variable, and this is the example for external storage class. Now, a variable that is declared outside the main function can be called as global variable or a external variable. A variable that is declared and specified with external storage class is called as global variable or a external variable. Next one is global variable's value can be changed by any function in the program. Suppose int a equal to 20, that is declared outside the main function. Okay, that variable's value 20 can be changed by any function in the program. Next one, a variable is declared by specifying the external storage class are called as external variables or global variables. Next one, external storage class has the following properties. What is the keyword we are using to specify the external storage class is external. Next one, external variables or global variables are stored within the computer memory or main memory or RAM. So external variables are stored in RAM. Okay. Next one is default value. The default value of the external storage class or the default value of the external variable or global variable is 0. Okay. The default value of external storage class is 0. Next one. What is the scope? In the previous case, we are already discussed. If a variable is declared by using the external storage class, its scope is global to the program. Okay, any function can access that external variable because its scope is global to the program. So at any place we are accessing that variable value. So global to the program, that is everywhere in the program. Next one is lifetime. So till the program does not finish its execution, we can access global variables. Okay, for how much time the program execution cannot be completed, so we can access the global variables up to that time whenever the program completed its execution. Okay, so these are the main properties of external storage. Third storage class is static storage class. A variable that is declared by specifying the storage class static is called as static variable. Okay, so this is the syntax of static variable by specifying the static storage class. So this is the storage class name, data type, variable name is equal to value. Example, storage class is static, data type is int, variable name is equal to a, and value is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the syntax we have to follow for specifying the static storage class. Here the value may be any value. Suppose we are not mentioning any value here, then the compiler automatically take the default value 0. Next, there are some important points regarding static variable. A static variable is initialized only once and remains into existence till the end of the program. Okay, so we are initializing static variable only once and remains into existence till the end of the program. Its value can be into existence until the end of the program. Next point, a static variable tells the compiler to save or persist the variable until the end of the program. Okay, once we are creating the static variable, okay, it tells to the compiler to save that variable until the end of the program. Until the end of the program. Okay, next one. A static variable can be either local or a global. So local static variable is, its scope is limited to the function in which the variable is declared or defined. Okay, so suppose a static variable is declared within a function, its scope is limited to that function only. Okay, second one is external static variable. Okay, a variable that can be declared as global, its scope is throughout the entire program. Okay, so based on that, there are two types of scope, internal static variable scope and external static variable scope. Internal static variable scope is limited to that function only in which the static variable is defined or declared. External static variable scope is throughout the end of the program. Throughout the program. Okay. Next one. Static storage class has the following properties. So these are the properties that are specified by the static storage class. The first one is keyword. So which keyword we have to use to specify the static storage class is static keyword. Next one is storage location. So static variables are stored within the computer memory or a RAM. Next one, default value. Here I am already specifying we are not initializing any value to the static variable. So automatically the compiler assigns 0 value to the static variable. Next one is scope. Here there are two types of scope. First one is internal scope and second one is external scope. If the static variable is declared within a function, so its scope is local to the block in which the variable is defined. If the static variable is defined as global or external, its scope is throughout the program. Next one is lifetime. So what is the lifetime of the static variable? Till the whole program, until the program finishes its execution. Okay, so throughout the program, the lifetime of the static variable is exist. Once the program is terminated, its life is also dead. Okay, so this is the description about the static storage class. Fourth type of storage class is called as a register storage class. A variable that is declared by using the register storage class is called as register variable. That means we are specifying the register storage class before the data type of the variable name, then that variable is called as a register storage class. So syntax for declaring a register variable is, so here storage class name is a register, or data type variable name semicolon. Okay, so here register is a storage class, data type is int, variable name is a semicolon. So this is the syntax and this is the example for declaring a register variable. Now, what is the difference between normal variable and register variable? Okay, generally normal variables are stored in computer memory or RAM, but register variables are stored in CPU registers. What is the advantage of variables that are stored in registers? So accessibility can be faster for register variables. Okay, that means register variables have faster accessibility when compared to the normal variables, because normal variables are stored in computer memory or RAM, but register variables are stored in CPU registers. But only a few variables are stored in CPU registers. That means frequently used variables are stored only in CPU registers. Okay. Next one is a variable that is declared by using a register storage class. We never get the address of the register variables. Okay, it is not possible to get the address of the register variable. Okay, now register storage class has the following properties. First one is, what is the keyword for declaring a register variable? So the keyword is register. It is used to declare the register variable and also to specify the register storage class. Next one is storage location. So register variables are stored in CPU registers instead of computer memory or RAM. So register variables have faster accessibility when compared to the normal variables. Next one is, only a few variables are stored in CPU registers. Only whatever the variables that are frequently used, that variables are stored in CPU registers. Because whenever the variables whenever the variable is necessary, we can get the variable from the CPU registers with the faster accessibility. Next one is default value. So suppose we are not assigning any value to the register variables, the compiler automatically assigns the garbage value to the register variable. Next one is scope. Suppose a register variable is declared within a function or block, its scope is limited to that function or block in which it is defined. Okay, outside the block or function, it cannot be accessed because its scope is limited to that function only when it is declared inside the function. Next one, lifetime. So in which function or in which block the variable is defined, the register variable is defined, till the execution of that function or block, the lifetime of the register variable is exist, because in that function only the register variable is declared. So its lifetime is until the execution of that function or block. If the execution of the function or block in which the register variable is defined completes, its lifetime is also ends. Okay, so these are the properties of the register storage class. So here in this video we are already discussed about 4 types of storage classes are there: auto storage class, external storage class, static storage class, and a register storage class. And each and every storage class has the corresponding properties, and also how we are declaring each and every variable, and how we are initializing each and every variable. If we are not assigning any value, what is the default value or initial value is printed, what is the scope of each and every variable, and what is the lifetime of each and every variable, that we are discussing in this video. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, please put your doubt in the comment box. I will give the answers for that, for your doubts. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and also subscribe my channel name for future updates. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel name. So DIVVELA Srinivasa.